Miss Johnson put I actually like her out like had a whole class for about her for making it like early 30 instead of a little literally I have questions like 14.
How many people chose the credit card project? Raise your hand. All right, guys. So this is the same equation for the credit card project. Jaheim, what's the equation then for number 1? Right here on Bauer. We're doing this. $2,000.
1 plus 15, right?
No. So what do I put in? What do I put in? 0.15 over 12. All right. Well, actually, this one is a little tricky. If it was 1 year, T would be 1. Okay? T is years. Okay? So T equals 1 is 1 year. What then do we plug in? Yeah, what about 1 month? So how do we calculate just 1 month? Who said 112? Nice, yeah. So for 1 month, we're going to do T is 1 over 12. We'll put 1/12 in here. All right, now who can get into a calculator? If you don't have a calculator, just do the Google scientific calculator or Desmo scientific calculator. Put that in. Let's see how much interest this furniture is going to cost you. You have furniture in your house, in your apartment. You got to get a calculator, teacher. What they got to use. Where's my calculator? Was anybody absent yesterday?
I didn't get her. Credit card.
All right, so you should have got out if you're using your calculator correctly. All right, it comes out to 2025. The question is how much interest did you accrue? $25 interest in the first month. I thought for some reason you said 20.25. Sorry, my bad. $25 interest in 1 month. Okay, so number 2. How do banks determine how much they're going to charge you? Okay, this is the question I want you to ask. People will get a credit card in the mail. They start using it. Anthony, they never think about, well, how much time is the bank going to give me to pay this back? They never think about how much are they going to pay back each month. They kind of just wait for the bill to come in the mail and hope for the best. We get a bill in the mail and hope for the best. Hey, and you seem to be really honest. If you let someone $2,000 for furniture, how long would you give them to pay you back? You're gonna lend someone $2,000 to go get furniture. You're charging them 15% interest. You want your money right back? Okay. What use would a credit card be though if they made us pay it back in 1 month? If I don't have 2,000 this month, how am I gonna get 2,000 next month? How long do you guys think the bank's gonna give you guys to pay them back? Isn't it kind of crazy we don't just know this? I have no idea. You guys Google it. Okay, try to figure out the answer to number 2. How do banks determine the minimum payment? Yeah, Payne, you gotta move. That's not your seat. Go ahead and Google. How much do you have to pay back each month? How do banks decide this? Is it just whatever they want? Do they just say, yes, you have 1 month or you have 1 year? How do they decide the time frame?
Depends on the.
What's that? Yes, after 1 month they have more money. Right here, Jimmy, this $25. For this furniture, after 1 month they added $25. Okay. Now, listen, in month 2, they're gonna add more than 25. In month 3, they're gonna add more than that. They continually add more because you continually owe more because of this interest. Every month they get to go up from there. It's not $25 forever. It goes up from there. But how do they determine it? How much do you pay back every month? It's crazy how many people don't know this. That's the whole world. You gotta Google it.
I love it. I saw it.
Google it, Luke. Google it. Who's Googling it? How do banks determine the minimum payment each month, or how much of credit card debt do you pay back every month? What's on the bill? I go and I buy $2,000. How do I know what my bill is? How much do I gotta pay that first month? People just say purchases don't even know.
Charges me a few cents every month. They do. Yeah, but it's almost like I have like 60 cents in my bank account based on a monthly statement.
It's based on the same amount as what do they put on the same amount as? This is difficult to figure out. We should talk about this more in school. You should go and ask your parents. I'd love to know how much I know.
I will ask you.
I got some interesting stuff for you too.
Purchases and payments on your card during a set period as your billing cycle, which falls between 28 to 31 days.
Yes, that's billing every month. That's the billing cycle. But how much do they put on that bill? Yes, Luke. All right, this is it, guys. It's between 1% and 4% of the balance. Okay. Now, Janine, you just said you want 100% back that first month. Guess what the bank wants back? 1%. They don't want your money back. 1%. If you pay back 1% every month, how long will it take you to pay it back? It'll take you 100 months to get out of debt. How many years is 100 months? All right, 100 months to get out of debt. 100 year a month to pay back 100%. That's over 8 years. You guys, the truth is the bank doesn't want you paying them back. Actually, in 2009, when you guys were born, they had to put a law into effect to say that you even have to pay money back. Before, they just charged you the $25. They could just give you fees so that you were always in debt to them. They don't want the $2,000 back. After we answer number 4, you're gonna find out how much they're going to profit off of you never paying them back. Listen, according to accounting in the economy, if they lend you $2,000 and you have promised to pay them back, they still have that $2,000. You've promised to pay them back that plus 15%. So they're profiting that 15% off of you. And the longer it takes for you to pay it back, the more money they are going to profit off of you. They never actually lose the 2,000. The profit is in the interest. So they want you paying more interest longer. Try to figure out number 3. What would the minimum payment be? Let's say that your bank decides you pay back 2% of what you owe them. So we're going to drop this to even 50 months. Let's say they say, you know what, take 4 years to pay off this furniture. Is your furniture still good in 4 years? I hope so. $2,000 furniture. Okay, so what would our payment be? So it's $2,000 times 0.02. That equals 40. So 2% of your furniture is just $40. They say, don't worry, pay back $40. Then they charge you $25 interest. So your first payment comes in the mail. It's only $65, and you got $2,000 worth of furniture. You just gotta pay $65 that month. That seems doable. I feel like I could pay $65 every month. All right, how much will the furniture cost in total? All right, here we go. It's gonna be 2,000 plus 0.15 over 12. At 2%, it's gonna take you 500 or 50 months. How many years is 50 months? A little over 4. So let's do 4 years. Let's say you get it done in 4 years. We'll do 4 times 12. This will be the actual amount that you pay for your furniture. This equation. This is if you never miss a payment. You pay everything on time. You don't use your credit card for anything else because as soon as you use it once, you use it again. All right. In the end, the bank ends up getting $3,600 from you. So from your $2,000 purchase, the bank earned $1,600. And according to their profit and their taxes, it's not $1,600 in 4 years that day. That day that you used your credit card and they charged you 15%, they look like they profited $1,600. They take that $1,600 and they lend it to somebody else. And then that person goes out and they buy furniture for $1,600 and the bank makes their interest off of them. And then they lend out that interest. So all this money is just kind of pretend actually. They're just hoping we can pay it off. So what happens in 4 years if you can't actually pay it off? That's when the banks start going bankrupt. Whoops, we lent out too much money, these people can't pay it back. And that's when the government bails out the banks, if you heard about that years ago. Because they lent us money that we couldn't actually afford. And then that happened with the mortgage crisis. They'll give you so much money to buy a house. Way more than you can afford. And then you go, yeah, I can't pay it. It goes into foreclosure. They just take the house back and resell it. Be really careful about the amount of money you take. Oh, it's really complicated. Yeah. Yep. Right when you guys were born around there, yeah.
I know that's what I heard because my mom's mentioned like when she bought our house, like pricing for houses, it just like dropped drastically.
It was almost one of the first times in history it happened, but there were so many foreclosures that people were able to buy houses for cheap because the banks had to get rid of them and bail them out. No, I think interest rates are going to drop soon, so prices will go down. That's what I hear. You guys, but listen, hey, out of all this conversation, what you should know is that you should always pay more than the minimum of payment. So when they send you a bill, just know they don't have your best interest at heart. What they have at heart is keeping you in debt for a long time. So if your credit card bill comes for 65, just pay 100. Okay, it goes more to interest. It pays it off like twice as quickly. All right, always try to pay a little bit more on any debt. That's a mortgage, on a car loan, on a credit card payment. Don't worry about that. Student loan, don't pay that one quickly, but always pay more than the minimum payment due. Yes. Even if it's just $10 more, it's a good idea. Always pay a little bit more than they want you to. You'd be like, I'm gonna pay this off more quickly. You're not gonna get all my interest from me. I'm gonna pay it off more quickly. Yes, it was. Probably more than half, actually. If it's 1%, it depends how much. We don't know until the bank decides if they're gonna do 1%, 2%, 3%. 1%.
He never got his first one.
Just double. Alright, and so last thing before I let you get started, I just want to show you this is what, and you guys, this is a website. This is not a government website.